asked you about what are your perceptions for change, since you've been on the board, and what are the concerns that you've had, and so pull those together. These were interesting. Sanitized a little bit because people said it different ways, so I put it in terms of suffered from poor leadership. And if you don't think I'm representing these collectively, pause and say, well, is that hard to get straight answers. So these were frustrations, things that you said. These were concerns. Conflicting information and different perspectives. Now the different perspectives, it was said, so I put it. You can expect that, and you should expect that from a board and from teaching staff and people that are coming. But conflicting information, we want to make sure on a board, you want to be acting on the facts. People have a lot of opinions. We need to be able to separate out. Thank you for your opinion. We're going to deal with the facts that we have. We didn't say that, by the way, in terms of our norm. The committee makes decisions based on facts. People comfortable with adding that?
Yes.
So, yeah.
You don't want to be making my opinions.
No, you're absolutely true. I mean, that's...
Yeah. This is the advantage of starting to triangulate information. It will help to go back and forth between documents. And Marjorie, what you're actually doing is helping me create the minutes over there. So I'll have to be able to read them or I'll be calling you. You're doing good.
I think
I
I
can
did
read all
pretty
of
well.
that.
Except when I get down the bottom.
We can flip that and take that off.
Flip what?
We can flip the page.
I'm sorry.
And have another one.
I'm sorry.
Administrators' concerns about talking to school board. That sort of came out that people were a little bit afraid of sharing information. There was this, oh, please don't say that I said this. So I hope that we don't, that's a culture that I want. If that's the culture, we need to change that very quickly. Need to work more collaboratively, and that was across the board, administration, teachers, support staff, school board, and so forth. In some cases, there needs to be more parent involvement in children's out-of-school activities. There was concern that, one person said there needs to be more oversight, so there's just concern of our parents doing their job to help their kids be successful in school. So
I hear that all the time.
you do.
No, for the people I talk to, they have less confidence in the parents than they do in the school board. Parents just,
When you say people like the general public.
Yesterday I was talking to a couple of business owners, and I said, what would you like to see with the school? And they said, well, the school needs, besides academic excellence, they need to be caring for the kids, because the parents aren't caring for the kids these days. The parents are terrible. They don't have breakfast in the morning. They don't have warm clothes in the winter. They ignore the kids. They don't never care, if they do homework or not. And they said, so the school's going to have to pick that up.
All right, we'll follow that up because there's a comment that was made in here later on, and I can't remember if it meant there needs to be less involvement with the school in social things, or there needs to be more involvement. I thought my recollection was that less involvement, which would be a little counterproductive to what the community or the stakeholders are telling you, because they're actually telling you the opposite.
Isn't that one of the ways that these places like the Harlem, whatever school, had such great success getting kids to achieve academically with the high poverty levels? That is basically what they have done. They have gone in and made the school a community center. They have, when the kids are not in school, there's a doctor's office there, there's counseling offices there, there's parenting classes, there's childbirth classes, there's, it's all there,
Right.
and it makes it a center where people come, not just where kids come, but where the school is dedicated to helping the parents and the community support the children. So they're taking over all those social roles that
Out west, they call that, you know, Arizona places, they call it a comprehensive school. When I was superintendent of Mohawk, we had a partnership with Franklin County Medical Center. And we had to jump through some hoops. We actually got our funding from the federal government. Maybe it's a little word for doing this, but I did very little work. There was actually a lot of other people in the school district that did the work for this to happen. But we had a clinic, we had a health clinic right in the high school. And it was on the part of the high school that the public could come in and out because there were office hours for the general public as well. Now Mohawk is 256 square miles, 9 towns, so it was geographically, you know, people had a hard time getting to doctor's offices and so forth. But the kids, if they had a problem, you know, they would go to the doctor or to the nurse practitioner. And so we could meet their needs. Out west, they've taken it a step further. They have dentists, like you're saying, offices there. How can a kid focus on learning when their teeth are killing them? So that's a comprehensive school system. You brought it a step further where, you know, there are social agencies there. When I talked to guidance recently, and we were talking about their responsibilities, I said to them, why aren't we having a college or some of the colleges come in, give them a room, and let them educate parents and help parents to fill out their FFA financial forms, give them options for colleges. I says, we don't need to be doing that and spending our time, and we can assist and point them in the right direction, but they would do that free. And even if they're not going to their college, they'll send people in to help kids fill out those forms and help parents. So, and they can do that after school, you know, they can maybe, you know, we can arrange that, you know, during the day. So those are the kind of things that we should be partnering with, I think, in order to meet the needs of kids and address some of the social
We still do that once